So I was at the beach recently, took my full setup to chairs, nice shade, to coolers, and my surface. Facial recognition required to unlock. So I head to the shack for some hot dogs while my GF was surfing. And when I got back low, and behold, these two blondes Beverly Hills entitled chicks are drinking up my alcohol. Like what the fuck? Me, excuse me, dumb girl, what do you want? We are trying to enjoy the beach. Puts glasses back on. Me, yeah, I see that in my stuff. Dumber girl, this is a public beach, all the stuff is supplied by the city. Me, I dunno, it has my name on it, and I will get beach security over there if you don't get further here. GF, hey Sugar Panda, what's going on? Stares at the two bimbos drinking up my alcohol still. I went off and got security. Cop, so excuse me, this couple says you're using their property? Nah, this is my boyfriend's stuff, he is supposed to meet me here, and like you know you could call him at this number if there is a problem. Dummera, yeah, and this is his, and his name is on it too. Holds up my Surface laptop. Me, you know officer, I can prove it's mine with that laptop, it requires my face to unlock it. Dummera, are you retarded or something? Tablets unlock with passwords are trying to lie. Cop hands me my Surface. I show him by trying to unlock with his face, then mine. Cop, I'm going to have to ask you two to leave. Dummera, as a hacker you can't unlock things like that, you need a password, or like a fingerprint, they are trying to steal our stuff. Cop, leave now. Dom, you will hear from my daddy. Me, I feel bad for your daddy for having a moron for a child, I bet you have a younger sister who your dad loves more. Dummera, joke's on you, she has a little brother not a sister, gives me the finger. So I guess the younger brother is smarter and loved more by her dad. This happened during my lunch break earlier. For some background, I collect Hot Wheels / Matchbox cars. For other collectors, you guys already know what it feels like to get dirty looks / comments from other shoppers. So I was at Toys R Us during my lunch break looking at some new arrivals. I saw that Matchbox has just received a fresh case, so I head over to check them out. As I was checking them out, I hear a woman yelling. I look over and see that she was yelling at her sons. You shouldn't be looking at toys anymore. You are grown-ups, and grown-ups don't play with toys. Upon hearing this, I shake my head. Apparently she notices this and turns her attention to me. I had in my hands a Dodge Ram flatbed and a Jeep Cherokee. Woman, put those back. I ignore her at first. Woman, I said put those back. Me, what? No, I'm buying. Woman, you shouldn't play with toys anymore. You're setting a bad example for kids because they don't want to grow up. Me, I'm here minding my own business, okay? Leave me alone. She scoffs and leaves. I made my choice, Jeep Cherokee, and head towards the counter. I notice the woman again at the line. I don't look in her direction, since I don't want more trouble. As I was paying, she scoffs and says, some people just don't grow up. I reply by saying, I can afford my hobby and it's none of your business what I do. I leave and I hope I never see her again. So when I was little, or well littler, my under 5 foot ass at 19. My family was really big. My sperm donor, I don't consider him my father anymore, but that's a different story, had 3 sisters, and for the most part they were very romantically challenged save for my auntie, who is the only one still happily married to her first husband. My auntie had a bad habit of getting remarried a lot, so she naturally had a lot of children who eventually had their own children who, like her, was romantically challenged. One of her kids ended up having to give their baby to her because she was unfit to parent it, and she was one of those aunts who felt entitled because she was the most well off, and we always had family gatherings at her house. She spoiled this kid, and let's call him Ash. Ash was a brat, even when he was a toddler, stealing my little brother's toys and saying they were his, to which auntie would agree and say they were his too, even lying whenever the adults were in the other room and saying one of the other kids hit him just so he could enjoy seeing them get punished. Thankfully none of the other adults, especially my grandma, never believed him, so he never got away with it other than his house. This one time he and my other cousins came to our house to visit, and I had gotten this cool now laptop. It was one of those old non-touch screen ones that were kinda thick, but this was back before 2010 when they started making them super fancy, and I had it set up on this little desk in my room. Now I had my own rules for my own room, and they were no one goes into my room without my permission, especially the little one. No one, and I mean no one, touches my laptop without my permission, and if you do get my permission, no food or drinks around my laptop. Ash had asked if he could watch a movie on my laptop, and since he was being nice for once on that rare day, and I'm a big softie for little kids, a big mistake, I set the movie he wanted and left the room. When I came back to check on him, I found he somehow snuck a cup of juice into my room and had spilled it all over the keyboard. I was furious and yelled at him to get out of my room, which my auntie did not like. This little shit hid behind her with this cheeky smile because he knew that he wouldn't be punished as long as he stayed with her. This was years ago, but I remember what she basically said. Cast is me, the magnificent enchantress. Auntie, our entitled aunt. Ash, the entitled husband. Me, look at what Ash did. Auntie, oh calm down. It's not his fault. He's just a child. Me, I told him, and you for that matter, that he isn't allowed to have juice around it. Now my laptop is ruined. Cue me starting to cry, since this was when I was a tiny squishy. Auntie, oh stop being so dramatic over a cheap laptop. It's not like you can't get a new one. Get over it, you baby. Then she and that little brat left, and my parents couldn't do anything about it. She didn't offer to replace it, or even apologize or make him apologize. He destroyed the first expensive thing that was only mine, and he left with a smile, while I was left in tears. Thankfully I don't have to deal with him anymore since we've moved, and I haven't seen them in years. Hopefully he got over himself, but I very much doubt it with her as a role model. Cast M. Entitled Mother Egg. Entitled Kid MM. My mom M. Manager me. Massive elephant. Story. So me and my family were at Wendy's. We were up by the massive line, just eating, when up comes this magnificent whale with it crotch goblin around 7. The X starts screaming and yelling when they're in line, and the M turns to me and the following conversation ensues. M. Excuse me, can I have your food? Me, not knowing the crazy shit about to happen. No, I'm eating it, go get your own. M. But my baby is hungry and the line is so long. Ek. Still crying, mommy I am hungry. Me, being socially awkward, please stop, just leave me alone. M. You are so rude, where is your mother? Me, she is coming over. MM. What's going on? M. Your little shit here is stealing my baby's food. MM. Excuse me, what did you call my son? M. A rude little shit. MM. Me, what's going on? Me, this lady walked up and tried to steal my food. MM. To the M. You should leave. M. Help, they're assaulting my son. The manager comes out. M. What's going on? MM. This lady tried to. M. This lady tried to punch my son and stole our food. M. Okay, calm down, let's check the security cameras. M. Why don't you believe me? M. Ma'am, we just need to check it, or I'm booting both of you out. We followed the manager with the X screaming and crying, and the M just adding to her story, and when we finally saw the tapes, M said, M. Ma'am, please leave or I will call the police. The M-bearing police grabbed her still crying child and booked it out of there. We got a free Frosty, which was nice, and she was apparently banned. So I'm sitting in the bus coming home from a day of school when a mom, I think in her 40s, and her son, looked about 10, came on the bus. She immediately looked at me and walked up to me, but she didn't say anything. I didn't think anything of it and continued to play games on my phone when I hear her throat scraping. I look up to see her sort of angry, I guess. She then said something along the lines of, "You have the best seat in the bus, let my son sit there please." Note, the kid wasn't handicapped in any way, shape or form. I just said, "Sorry miss, but there are plenty of other spots on this bus that are just as good." Then all hell broke loose. She yelled, "Well, if you like those seats you should go sit there, so my son can sit here." I declined again and told her she should go. She kept yelling at me and went to take a seat with her son, and all is calm. So 10 minutes pass and I don't know why, but M decided, let's yell again. Cause why not? Bus driver is sick of the M and throws her and her son at the bus, which happened to be my stop, close to my home. Once we were at the bus stop, she confronted me with what she proclaimed to be were bad manners and disrespecting elders. I got sick of her little speech real fast and just walked off thinking she would be done. But But oh no, the dumb bee followed me home to confront my parents. I explained the whole situation to my parents. The M lies and says I was misbehaving and tells them I was the reason me, her and her son were kicked off the bus. My parents, who raised me well enough to know I'm well mannered, didn't fall for her little story and threatened to call the cops on the M for harassment. The M finally decides to take her loss. After throwing her candy against our car, she decides to leave. I still to this day sit in that same spot cause she was right, it's the best spot in the bus. I never saw her nor her kid ever again, luckily. Did you enjoy this video? Leave a like and subscribe to Brody for more.